Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm gonna give you a quick rundown on how to properly default on the T side of Overpass. So the first thing you have to realize is that Overpass is massive, which means the usual way of taking map control, where you can take several areas of the map simultaneously, like for instance Banana and Apartments on Inferno, doesn't work here. This means, together with Nuke, Overpass is one of the two maps where you need to take map control sequentially instead. And here's how you want to go about this. First off, there are two defaults you can play. One is focused on taking A short and A long early and then moving on to the B areas via connector, while the other one grants you B short at first and you take A later on. Regardless of which one you choose to play, there are two positions that are always staying the same. And the first of these two positions is B long, where you just want to make sure to prevent any CT aggression from monster towards the T side area or like the area right in front of monster, or when you are playing the A focus default to also prevent any aggression from the B short pipe. So what this means is you just play passive position like this, or you can play an off angle like so. You can also get a little closer to the pipes like so. You can also just watch short from here or just play from back there. Like again, you just want to catch any CTs that might be pushing the short pipe or the monster pipe. And secondly, there is the connector player, where at the start of each round you just want to send one player down connector with the same idea in mind as for the belong player. Meaning you just want to make sure that the CTs can't push connector and potentially flank you from T-spawn. So you can play like a really passive angle like this, or what I like to do if I'm playing connector, play an off angle like so, where you can catch any CT off guard if it's pushing towards this position here, or obviously if it's pushing down connector. Now with the two static positions out of the way, let's move on to our first default. And for the first default, which is the B focus default, you want to have 3 players towards B. As I mentioned before, 1 player in connector and 1 player just passively holding A. To begin with, let's focus on the A player when you are playing a B focused default. And again, your only goal here is to play really passively and just make sure that the CTs can't take any map control off of you. And what this means is you usually want to go towards playground and just hold an angle like so, where you can make sure that the CTs can't push long, or party and then towards playground. You also need to kind of jiggle your attention between a potential mid push and a potential long push. So even if you're playing in towards playground, just occasionally get back here and just make sure that no one has pushed yet. And from here on out, you just want to wait until your B short guys are joining up with your connector guy and are about to clear A short. And once this is the case, you want to give them some support utility from either here or next to the tunnels area. If you're playing playground, you can get yourself into this corner here, look for this shadow of the bigger branch here and look at the point where it intersects with the branch going upwards. And then you just want to aim at this intersection and do a jump throw. And afterwards you're looking for this wooden pillar here, go halfway up of the green wooden plank in front of you, run forwards until you're deep down towards these stairs here and to a running jump throw like so. And what this util is going to do is, first of all, it smokes off the toilets area, which is really handy if your guys are going up connector, so that they can solely focus first of all on the party area here. And once the party area is clear, together with the second support flash from you, they can also swing out and contest any players on towards short. However, if you choose to play even more passively and not even go in towards the playground area, you can also throw the exact same support utility from the stairs next to tunnels right here. And how you can throw the support utility here is by getting yourself stuck in this corner here. Then look a bit left towards the radio tower in the background and just do a normal left click throw. And for the flash, you just want to look at this pillar here at the very bottom right corner of it, where it intersects with this line here, and then just walk a few steps forward and do a jump throw like so. Moving on, let's focus on the B areas of the map. Now remember, we have 3 guys available for us to take the B short area. And how you want to go about this is rather simple. At the start of each round, usually the cities throw a Molotov in towards this pipe. So what you want to be doing is like have two guys rush into this pipe and have one guy a bit further back towards T-spawn that is supposed to be your supportive player. So first of all, one of the two guys that is rushing in towards pipe is supposed to Molotov off any aggression from the cities towards the B short area, meaning you want to have a Molotov right here. And how you can throw this Molotov at the start of the round is also quite simple. You just at the start of the round make sure to brush your left shoulder up against this wall, aim at the lower right of the B sign, run forwards, keep aiming at the lower B sign, and once you're crossing this shadow, just do a middle click jump through. This is what the Molotov looks in quick succession. Brush my shoulder against the wall, look at the B, middle click jump throw, and it's gonna nicely pop on towards B short. And what this Molotov does is like, first of all, again, it should prevent the cities from aggressively going towards B water, but sometimes the cities are just pushing the Molotov. However, the timing works out in your favor, so if you are in towards this pipe, you will hear the cities burning when they are intending to go aggressively towards B water, which means you can like already ready yourself for them while they have no clue that you are coming. So again, after you have thrown the Molotov, the two guys in the pipe just want to toss a right click smoke like so, that is just intended to extinguish the Molotov. And then the second guy can just pop a right click flash just behind you, and then you're just gonna swing out like so. Like, first of all, you should clear the boost area and then immediately shift your attention towards the B water area. However, this is not the only flash you want to be throwing, since the one guy I mentioned before that is supposed to stay a bit further back towards T-spawn. What he wants to do is like stay next to this wall here and then just look at the middle of these wooden planks right here next to the toilet, and do, once the guys are pushing out towards the B short area, just do a running jump through with the flash, and this flash is gonna pop right above the pipe, which is gonna flash anyone that might be contesting the B short area. Let it be from close here, or even if I'm placing my bot right here and go on the boost, since the flash pops right above the pipe. So if I'm holding a really tight angle like so, and I'm re-throwing the flash, I'm still getting fully flashed. And once you have control over the B short area, the rotations continue as follows. The guy that was throwing the support flash from T-spawn is again moving up towards the B monster area and just holding for any aggressions. One of the two guys in the short area is supposed to stay in the B short area and also hold for any CT aggressions. He can be staying in an area like so. I can also play a bit further back and hold an off angle like so. Just again, make sure to not die. And the second guy that is B short with you wants to group up with the connector guy and clear the remainder of connector. And how you want to go about this is like, from when you have taken the B short area, you can just toss flash like so in towards connector. And together with this flash, your guy that was previously holding a passive angle like so can swing, clear stairs, then go up towards connector, look at the top left corner of the fire extinguisher casing, throw a Molotov like so. Together with the Molotov, the other guy from B short can just open the door and swing. And then you need to, if you're the connector guy, just clear these elevated angles here, since the Molotov you just threw, I'm just gonna quickly show it again, is gonna burn everything on top of these stairs here and right next to these stairs. And once you are together in connector, you just make sure to clear like the remaining angles, like up here, up on the shelf, up on this shelf. And once connector is clear, as I've showed you before, you communicate with your playground player that is then giving you the supportive smoke towards toilets here and is supposed to flash you out twice in order for you to clear the remainder of party and a short. And finally, the last parts of your intended rotation. After you've cleared the A short area, you can once again leave one guy towards the A short area, and you have two remaining guys that can then take a long control. So the guy from playground or towards T-stairs here that has thrown the supportive utility, he can get close towards the long areas of the map here, and one of the two short guys can like just toss a flash over long like so. And together with this flash, if I'm rethrowing it again, once the flash pops, you can just swing, clear tree, clear the rock, and clear all remaining angles towards long. Like here, up here, then down here again, and so on and so on. And then you want to get close towards the long toilets of the area. And by this point, your toilet smoke is about to fade, or has faded already. And the guy that has thrown the support flash towards long, you just want to like swing toilets, clear these angles here, and then the player from a long can make sure to clear the angles towards the right here. And then you have pretty much control over the entirety of Overpass and can just continue to execute or fake a side, or you can pretty much do whatever you want, really. So after the B focus default, I'm now gonna show you the A focus default. And as I've mentioned in the beginning of the video, for the B monster player, you just want to make sure that there is no aggression towards short, and you can even kinda fake the B default by just tossing the Molotov at the start of the round, but not following up any further except maybe one fake flash towards the B short area. Again, the connector player, you just play passively and wait for your teammates. Let me just quickly close the door. And for the A guys, it's gonna get a bit more tricky. So what you want to be doing at the start of the round is to send one player towards the playground area right here again, and just for the first few seconds to hold for any long pushes, and you can then move further up and just clear the party area right here. Get close to the wall right here, ask for support flash from the player that I'm gonna cover in a minute, and once again, as I've showed you before, once the flash pops, you just swing out and clear all the common angles. Secondly, you want to have a second guy jumping out of T tunnels and just staying towards the right of this wall here in order to get spotted at the latest possible moment if a CT is going to take any aggressive peeks towards the T tunnels area from here, which is also really the only thing you need to be careful of if you're playing the A focused default. And lastly, your third guy, he just wants to stay in towards the tunnels area here at the stairs and just play a natural angle like so and hold for any aggression. If the CTs are quite commonly taking any aggressive peeks towards the stairs with an orb or anything, he can also just throw a flash like so that is gonna bounce off the wall here, and if a CT is jumping up here, he's gonna get full flashed and most likely gonna cause him to fall back and upward the peak. Now, one play that is quite common in the current meta is to for the CTs to toss a smoke like so, and then just be as obnoxious as possible towards the party area. And if this is the case, it really depends on how they are throwing the smoke. You see, if the smoke is blooming quite high, like the smoke I've just thrown here, you don't need to worry about any peaks from party and can just get two guys close towards here. However, if the smoke is down, then you need to be extra careful when clearing parties. So instead of just dry swinging the angle here, you usually ask for a support flash like just so. We're just flashing off the corner just in case anyone is holding this angle. And once the flash pops, you just clear the party area and can like proceed as usual. And then clear the long areas, as I've shown you before. So at this point, we can assume that we have one guy close towards the long areas here, one guy still in towards tunnels, holding for any peaks from mid, and one guy close to mid. And at this point, the guy that's close to mid, you just want to give your long player a support flash like so. Again, after the flash, the long player peaks, and then you need to decide whether you want to shift the second player towards long or not. If you don't shift a second player towards long, that's the point where your T stairs player again is throwing the same support smoke as before, that is intended to smoke off the B toilets area. After this smoke, you want to kind of flash your mid guy in by just at this time not just tossing a flash over the connector area, but just over the wall here, just like so. You don't need to be really accurate, just flash any CTs off the angle. However, if there is no CT aggression towards the mid areas of the map, you can also just throw the mid toilet smoke early from T-spawn by just lining yourself up in front of the railing here, and then just looking at the bottom sense of the camera here and doing a running jump throw like so. Smoke is also gonna bounce once and just smoke off the toilet areas. And from here on out, your mid guy can like line himself up in front of this wall here, then look for this kind of elevated leaf here, walk one step forward and just throw the Molotov. And what this Molotov is gonna do, it's like gonna explode right in front of Guardian. So if there is an orb or anyone holding the mid areas from back there, they can't do so anymore. Meaning you can just usually dry swing any angles like so, and then also swing connector. And after throwing the support utility, your support player wants to join up with the mid guy in the mid areas of the map. And from here on out, it's basically just the same as for the B default. You just want to take A long toilets together from short and long. You just need to be careful. Like, even though there was a Molotov before, there might still be an op in towards toilets. So you basically just need to be careful when approaching these angles right here. And once you've taken long toilets, one of the guys just wants to flash over like so that another guy can cross in towards connector. And then once again, you just want to make sure to, if there's a CT player playing in towards connector, to kind of box him in. And at this point where your A players are approaching connector, the connector guy once again can do the exact same as before. Just move up connector, clear the angles, Molotov behind the stairs, clear this angle, clear this angle, clear the boosted angle right here, and then just take the remainder of connector. And finally, when you have taken control over connector, you now should have one guy in towards A long toilets, one guy holding for any aggressions towards short, two guys into connector, and one guy monster. So from here on out, it's basically the same as for the early stages of the B focused default, where this time just want to flash in towards the B short area from T-spawn, just a bit deeper as before, but just again going next to this wall, aiming right here, running forward and doing a jump throw, which is gonna be a flash that pops right above connector. So anyone that might be holding the connector door is gonna get full flash. And together with this flash, you can then safely open the door, clear any areas close, here. One of the two guys is supposed to hold the short angle here, and the only angle you really need to worry about is anyone that might be playing close here or right next to connector. And once you have cleared those angles as well, you're pretty much free to go. You have again control over the entirety of Overpass and can again do whatever you want. However, should you be holding B from monster, not from T-spawn, you can throw the exact same support flash from here by getting yourself stuck in this corner here, looking at the bottom of the railing here, running 1 or 2 steps forward and doing a jump through like so. And this flash once again is gonna pop right above connector and flash off anyone that might be holding the connector door. So in the end, as always, a short summary. Overpass is a big map, which means you can't take all areas of the map simultaneously, but need to resort to a sequential approach. There is one B focus default and one A focus default. For the B focus default, you want to have one guy in towards connector, one guy passively holding the A areas of the map, two guys taking B short control, and one guy from T-spawn that is supporting the B short guys. Once you have control over B short, you want to group up with your connector player and take the remainder of connector. And once you have control over connector, the player that was passively holding the A long and A mid areas of the map wants to throw some support utility and flash guys out of connector. If the guys have then taken the A short area, the guy that has thrown the supportive utility can then be flashed in towards the A long areas. And from here on out, you can pinch the A long toilets area of the map, and this grants you access to the whole map. Alternatively, there is the A focus default, where you want to have one guy holding for any pushes from the B area, again one guy passively holding connector, and 3 guys towards the A side. Out of these 3 guys, you want to have one towards playground, the second guy going close towards the mid areas of the map, and the third guy holding for any aggressive peeks from mid. Should the CTs smoke the mid area off, you want to flash the playground player in order to clear the party area of the map. If this is not the case, or the CTs are often peeking mid aggressively with an op, you can also just toss a flash towards the mid areas of the map and flash the aggressive CTs off. Afterwards, you can flash the long player in towards the A long areas of the map, smoke off the toilet area, and then throw a Molotov towards Guardian and take all the area in front of connector. From here on out, you can group together and again pinch the A long area of the map, while another guy can go down connector and again group up with the connector guy. And at this stage you have one guy that is holding for any long aggressions, one guy that is holding for any A short aggressions, two guys in towards connector and one guy B long or in front of monster. And from here on out, the B long guy just wants to throw a support flash that pops right above connector in order to get the two connector guys out towards the B short area of the map, where they just need to be careful of anyone holding close right towards connector. And again, from here on out, you should have control over the entirety of the map, and you can now do whatever you want, really. Lastly, I've also created a Discord server, link is in the description, where you can connect with like-minded people and, for instance, look for other guys to play with once the server has sufficient members. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you could get something useful out of this video. And if that's the case, you could leave a like or subscribe to my channel for more educational CS content. If you have any questions, feedback or suggestions, you can leave a comment and I'll get back to you. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!